Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We are live in the Napa Auto Parts Studios. Glad to be here. I look around the room. It's a beard fest.
You're
Josh with his beard, Chick with his beard. Now Ace is growing a beard.
Maybe I should become a beard.
No, I told you I wasn't going to shave on the break. So.
I think that's fascinating. I think that's probably just an easy do for you. I mean, just go out and find some guy and hang out.
Sure.
I think watching the Golden Globes just counts.
Oh, come on.
Let's just move on. We are, once again...
Did you try to watch it at all?
No, I didn't. Of course.
I watched
Because my new favorite show, the guy won Best Actor, The Bodyguard.
Yeah.
On the BBC, on the Netflix show, The Bodyguard. He won.
Good. I watched the opening monologue, the joke-free monologue. I don't know if you saw that with...
No, I didn't catch any of it.
It wasn't a monologue. They're both up there. Pretty unfunny. Then I gave up.
I thought they were trying to do their best. I like Andy and Sandra.
I like them both.
Sandra Oh.
She's in my favorite movie.
Sideways.
She's great in that.
Is she in that?
Remember she clobbers the guy on the face with the helmet? God, that's funny. We have found ourselves in the Napa Auto Parts Studios.
I got a tweet over the weekend that this lady said, I'm really sad about the Bob and Tom Show because it's become so mean. And I took that personally because I can't sit here and let Tom say some things. So I consciously came in today and I'm going to be nice to you. I'm going to be nice to you. I'm going to give you a wide berth.
Nothing mean at all.
Okay. All right, there you go.
Have I said anything mean?
Yeah.
What?
Well, off the air, you said that. I'm not going to go on the air with them.
That's the thing. For some reason, maybe a psychiatrist could help us. You feel, I think in your brain, if you're not on the air, it's not really happening. I think. Does that make sense? That makes sense to you? I think
I see what you're saying. Well, let's have a nice, pleasant, happy sportscast. How about that?
Well,
fun, nice things in sports.
That's an exciting.
Have we gotten mean? I love all of you.
Oh. Well, it's just him. Cody Parkey, not beloved by Chicago Bears fans right now. He missed a potential game-winning field goal, the wild card game against Philly yesterday afternoon at Soldier Field, a beautiful facility.
Once again, Soldier Field looks like a UFO raping the Acropolis.
Being mean.
No, it's true. It's terrible architecture. Architects everywhere should just quit.
That drive that you take on Lakeshore past the stadium,
yes.
It looks weird, but from on the TV last night with the views in the air, it looks pretty nice.
I'm sure it does. It's dark outside.
It's very lit up.
Once again, they have electricity and lights now.
I feel like they designed it strictly for the sky views. You know.
Mm-hmm. I think they wanted to keep the original facade a little bit.
They do. They have the history. They have the pillars there still, and it looks great.
They tear the whole thing down.
It doesn't look great. It looks awful. Sorry if there are any architects with any taste listening. They're agreeing with me.
Where are we here?
So I just hate that freezing the kicker thing. It's just such poor sportsmanship.
It's icing the kicker.
Whatever the hell it's called. It's just ridiculous. Coming up, by the way, we have a special treat.
Do we?
For goodness sake!
Now, that's going to be coming up in the news. I love that song.
He was saying, for goodness sake. Yeah, because for a second there, I thought we were having a Grover moment.
Boy, that sounded like...
I thought we were all done.
Why not run through that again real quick? Let me hear that.
Well, this is a great song. This is in the news today. Always loved this song. And here it is.
For goodness sake!
Why is the hippie shake in the news?
Well, the Beatles from back in the 60s.
We're going to find out. It may be a little bit Beatlesque. And it's
not the Beatles? That's not John?
I thought we were doing the Vietnamese restaurant story.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, fellas.
Floyd.
I've enjoyed your hippie program.
Yeah, that's the hippie shake, Floyd.
You don't see as many as you used to.
No, you sure don't.
Boy, the Bears fans are kicking the shine today, ain't they?
Yes.
Not very happy, yeah.
Well, you know, they claim it's a team sport, and when it's a team and lose, it's a team, but it's kind of hard to buy into when it's all your fault.
Well, there's a lot of other factors.
I got something that I need to ask about it.
What's that?
Are they still drug testing in the NFL?
Of course,
Sure,
yeah. Why?
Well, I believe they need to test him again.
Why?
Seems like he's been hitting the pipe quite a bit. I didn't mean to kick a kicker with the kickers down, of course.
Of course.
No.
Especially what it's a kicking for the Bears. We actually got a distant relative. It's a Bears legend we're hoping to connect with at the next family reunion.
Who's that?
Well, his first name's Earl. Last name's Lacker. See, Lacker's my mother's maiden name, and Earl's quite common on her side of the family. Boy, it's hard to believe the government's shut down again.
Yeah.
That's Brian Urlacher. His last name's Urlacher.
I was
not
going to buy a
Urlacher.
book of stamps today, but I reckon I'll have to write it out again.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Here's
boy.
here's Cody Parkey's quote yesterday from him losing the Bears. Post of the game. It's one of the worst feelings in the world. Yeah, I let my team down, so I feel terrible.
Oh, boy.
Poor guy.
I know.
How is it to be the reporter having to ask him that? So, how was it?
Ugh.
It's a shame the first one didn't count, huh? You know, the one you got. Sorry. Back to you, Jay.
Thank you. Michael Badgley kicked 5 field goals, and Melvin Gordon
Badgley?
We don't need no stinking badges.
scored on a 1-yard run that gave the Chargers a 20-3 lead in the fourth quarter. They go on to beat Baltimore 23-17. Yes, I also had this. In the Ravens, the AFC wildcard game at Baltimore, Badgley set a franchise record for field goals in a playoff game, 53, 47, and 40 yards.
Nice.
Now the Chargers go on to face the New England Patriots, and the Indianapolis Colts travel to Kansas City.
That'll be a game.
That'll be something else.
Chiefs. We'll see what happens.
We'll go see. And this morning, a 90-year-old cyclist.
Got his balls caught in the chain, as we all knew would happen.
I have a feeling you probably didn't get this.
Now, is this a tricycle? Or are we talking the...
I don't know. Let's read more, shall we? Let's explore together. Carl Grove, he's 90 years old. He's a cyclist. He was stripped of his world record title after failing a drug test.
What?
He initially set the record during the United States Masters Track National Championships in July. Tested positive for the banned
Lipitor.
Viagra? What?
What is it? The blood pressure minute. Oh my goodness, you son of a bitch. Epetrenbolone, an anabolic steroid, and clomiphene, ovulatory stimulant.
In case he wants to have some more babies.
What's he? Why would he need an ovulatory stimulant?
Do not know.
It must work on something else,
At
too.
this point, if they walked in and tested anyone in the universe, it seems like every cyclist has something in
Have
their
you
body.
ridden a bike? It's hard work.
No, but I mean, are these drugs floating around in the... I don't know. It just seems ridiculous. So is this guy... I would figure, what is he, 90 years old? I'd figure his blood is primarily HGH.
According to the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, USADA,
Yeah.
as opposed to the World Anti-Doping Agency. Remember that, WADA.
Yeah.
You know, that was
What'll I
unfortunate.
do?
The positive
In
test...
Kalamazoo.
The positive test results likely resulted from him eating a contaminated piece of meat prior to the race.
Oh, BS.
Baloney.
Well,
maybe
you never-
it was Maloney.
Could have been
Yeah,
bologna.
could have been. Yeah.
Could have been a nice
Could
hunk
have
of
been
corned beef.
but Brown Swagger. We don't know. Whatever the nursing home.
I bet it was
serving.
stool softener.
Whatever they're gonna let me have.
So if you're 90 and are taking steroids, now you have the stamina of an 85-year-old. This is ridiculous. Cycling can't get a break. Is everybody cheating? What's going on?
I don't know.
This seems fake to me.
I talked to a cyclist once. He said he has to consume 12,000 calories a day.
A day?
Yeah. I go, how do you do it? He goes, I drink most of it.
That seems like a lot.
That's a lot.
Now, if you had to, let's just hang on a second. Check you up the music.
Here comes
Top
the
3
mean
foods
part.
you'd eat if you had to consume 12,000 calories
Oh, man.
a day.
I mean, there'd be a heaping plate of nachos in there. Number one, just nachos with everything you can think.
And nachos are like 1,500 or something, I
They're
think.
always
A serving of nachos
Especially
are like
with
1,600 calories.
You throw sour cream on anything, add your
Oh, yeah.
caloric intake 1,000.
Yeah.
And then,
imagine?
yeah.
Yeah, I saw an interview with Robert De Niro, and he was talking about how he had to gain all that weight. Boy, that would be fun.
I heard
Yeah.
milkshakes.
Oh, but I'm just.
that'd
What do you
be
think?
good.
If you had to, what would you consume? If
Pigs
you
in a
had to?
blanket. I like pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, I can say I had one of the greatest things I've ever had in my mouth. Don't get on that.
What was her name?
Does this go back to the problem you had with your bed, right? You're trying to...
No, that was unbelievable. I was at this restaurant the other night, and I had these. I got into a kind of an argument the person who was the server. It was
there's a
it was a dessert donut.
Yeah.
You got into an argument with a server at a restaurant?
And the chef, by the way.
Oh, let's bring the chef into this. Certainly, he'll back me up.
Just the maple syrup thing?
No, this is these donuts. They were the greatest thing I've ever eaten.
Is it here in
Okay.
town?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've had them. I've had them.
They were. I
was
asked.
hoping it was out of
I was
town.
looking at the dessert
they're here.
menu. Looking at the dessert menu, and I said, "What exactly is this? It's a dessert donut." Then he goes, "Well, actually, they're donut holes."
Ooh.
Well, totally different. I think we can establish that. You've got your globular donut hole versus the spherical donut itself. Turned out but they were the greatest thing I've ever eaten in my life.
Oh, wow.
You know,
They cooked them fresh, and I don't even know what's inside. I'm not kidding you. A one bite, and then I got into a little bit of trouble.
Why?
Well, I was supposed to be splitting them with Kelly, and I thought she wasn't really that interested in them, so I ate 3 of the 4 before she noticed. Then, of course, I offered to get another 4 of them because they were the greatest thing I'd ever eaten in my life.
And that didn't fly, huh?
Then the chef came over. We talked about the fact that maybe you should put on the menu donut holes.
How did the chef feel about this?
Well, I told him they were the greatest thing I'd ever eaten, so I think he was okay with it.
All right.
But I would eat those if I had.
do you know what happens when you do stuff like this at restaurants around town?
People
Would
start
you like to
talking.
hear a little snapshot? Like, we'll go into the same
Yeah.
restaurant, and it starts like this. Do you work with Tom? Yeah. Well, he was in here, and he made the chef cry. Stuff like that. That's how it normally
Delightful.
goes.
What's the greatest thing you've ever had in your mouth, Christine? Don't go down the vulgar road.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know.
Best food you've ever eaten?
Best food I've ever
I think it would have to be a dessert. Maybe
It'd
you should
have
do
to be a
categories.
dessert.
But if you were just down to one.
There's a cake at a restaurant near my house that's called a butter cake of some sort, and it's
God.
unbelievable.
How could you go wrong? You got butter, you
And
got cake.
cake.
If they called it a butter sugar cake.
And they bring it to your table really hot and with strawberries on it. Oh my God!
Wow.
It's so good, so good.
Everybody ever been to an Austrian restaurant where they have the big metal hat? Anybody? Okay.
What?
Hey, Josh,
Yeah.
you want to go grab some breakfast?
I'd
Christy?
love to.
Christy,
Yeah.
let's go.
An Austrian restaurant with the big metal.
You know, I didn't think you could be more pretentious. I didn't think it was possible.
What?
That doesn't
I have
even.
so
How am I
many
supposed
questions.
to sit here and listen to you talk like this and not get upset?
It
I feel
doesn't
like
even make sense.
if I plugged Austrian restaurant into my maps right now, the nearest location would be Austria.
It was unbelievable. I'd never heard of this
Was
before.
this place in Vail?
Yeah, I was in Colorado. I was doing some
Yes.
skiing.
Yes, of course.
Yes, and Vail, yeah. We were walking on.
Forgive me.
Of course, you have to walk through on the backs of young children to get through the snowdrifts. But
Shall we
still-
sup at the lodge again tonight? Oh, no. Why don't we go to the Austrian restaurant? Yeah, they wear these metal hats.
Do they wear
No, they don't
metal
wear the
hats?
metal hats. So listen, just hear me out on
All
this. Hear me out on this.
You were such a dick.
I think you're going to like this.
Mean
Funny
again.
anymore.
I've never heard of this before. They bring out this thing. It looks like a metal hat. I forget what's
It looks like a metal hat.
the traditional hat. What is that called? A fedora. I forget.
Fedora?
So it's a bowl. It's a bowl.
No. But it has these lips around the bottom of it.
A brim is
they-
what it's called. A brim.
The brim. Thank you.
A brim looking.
So the thing, and then they put this sterno underneath it, so it's hotter than hell.
Yeah.
Then they bring you this tray of raw beef and potatoes and stuff, and
You have to cook your own
you
food?
pin the meat onto the hat.
Okay.
And then they pour broth over it. Now
Oh, that's wild.
You climbed up my ass one side down the other about one of my favorite restaurants. Well, I don't like to go and cook my own food. That's where you had to go through the salad bar and you pick your meat and you
Yeah.
take it over. You're doing
Yeah.
the same thing at this place, but you're like, oh, it's an Austrian restaurant in Vail.
No, except I didn't do this. Someone else ordered it. It was far too much of a pain in the ass. So, these pins, trying to pin this
Have you
meat
seen?
in this
Have you
thing.
been to the sushi places where you can cook on a hot rock, stuff like that?
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
it's-
A lot of Korean places. do that.
It's kind of like weirdest thing I'd ever seen.
Did you try it?
Yeah, it's just it's beef cooking on a big metal hat at the table.
You know me. He knows. You say hat at a joke, and I'm laughing harder than I ever have in my
One
life.
of the oddest things I'd ever seen. But the beauty of it is it takes forever. So if you're having an nice, pleasant conversation with people. You've got plenty of time because before your next bite, you've got to pin it to the metal hat on the table, which at one point did catch the table on fire. That's a different story.
Okay, so I Googled images for Austrian cooking technique using a metal hat.
Is it there? There you go.
And it comes
And
up.
then Google
comes
said,
up.
have you been talking to Tom?
It was real.
Huh.
So back to our, if you check greatest food you've ever eaten. Seriously, would it have to be? I think it would have to be a dessert.
No, I like Jess's lasagna. I mean, I know this sounds like a kiss ass. No, it's
No.
it's so
Is that a
good.
euphemism?
That's right.
No, I have said this before.
Give me the old lasagna.
We've done the old. If you could only eat one
far.
thing, we had the story earlier or last year about the guy that ate the same thing every day for whatever 70 years or something. Yeah. If you could only eat one thing, for me it would be spaghetti. Ace, for you it would be what? Pizza. Chick.
There's
lasagna.
That lasagna. There's an ice cream place near my house that has a flavor called Graham Central Station.
Oh, nice, great band.
Yeah, Larry Graham from Celeste.
Slam the Family Stone.
God, it's great.
Sounds good.
Oh man, it's good.
Josh,
like graham crackers and
I've had that at your house.
Graham
It was
Central
delicious.
Station.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had that.
Peanut butter and jelly would be my.
Really?
It's my favorite food. Yes.
Gotta be you and my 5-year-old.
Like on a white
Yeah.
bread there, hillbilly?
Yeah, I prefer just Wonder Bread. Yep.
You're calling him a hillbilly?
That's right. You heard me correct.
I can get Wonder Bread, Jif, smooth peanut butter, and
Smuckers?
typically Smucker's grape.
Yep.
You ever
Preserves or jelly?
Jelly. But I love Smucker's blackberry jam. Boy, are they proud of it. It's like $12 an ounce.
Hey, Tom.
It's like caviar.
Why don't you tell Josh the difference between jelly and jam?
I believe I'm aware.
I can't jelly this.
Jelly this microphone.
Baseball full Caligula.
You put mayonnaise on your peanut butter and jelly?
What?
Of course not.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
What sort of monster?
That's disgusting.
What?
That is
That is
disgusting.
Mayonnaise on
disgusting.
peanut butter and jelly?
I
No.
think it's good.
No, that's immoral somehow. Christy Lee, one food for the rest of your life?
I always say popcorn, but I like hamburgers, cheeseburgers.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't put any
I like
butter.
mine with lettuce and tomato. Heinz 57 and French
Fried
fries.
potatoes. To quote the great Jimmy Buffett.
What a lyric. I'll live forever.
Great song. I don't know
I like
what's
a
wrong
good
with it.
cheeseburger.
Stinks
I'm
on
really
ice.
onto
Great
that
song.
right now.
What's wrong?
You don't put any butter topping on your popcorn, though, do you?
Nothing, just salt.
I have missed. I've missed the previews putting butter on my popcorn. Walking into the movie theater.
Minutes worth?
Minutes worth of butter.
But then your hands are all
Yes.
greasy.
No, you allow for that with napkins in the base of the bag. And oh, man.
And you know my famous technique.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know
The straw
the
technique.
places
Throws popcorn everywhere.
the famous the places that have that fake butter in the squirter machine.
Like they all do now.
If you take a straw, which by the way are becoming illegal, I found that out again yesterday. I'm going to start carrying my own.
Do they have straws?
I believe I gave you one for Christmas.
Yeah.
Do they have straws at the Austrian hat restaurant?
Of course.
Well, like real straws or like metal straws? Or
Delightful straws. They are made of plastic. I hope to find one on a seal's nose one of these days.
I hoped.
Speaking of monsters.
No, I think as a culture we can figure out a way to dispose of straws, okay? Instead of depriving us
Well,
of them.
evidently we can't. You're on the wrong side of this.
No, I'm on the right side. No, this is a
We can't.
It's a
It's
hoax?
bad.
It's a hoax.
Plastic's
You think it's a
bad.
hoax?
No.
As I drink out of my plastic water bottle.
Yeah, okay.
And my styrofoam cup.
This is so people in Beverly Hills at the award shows can feel better about themselves.
Oh my God.
You just spent 2 weeks in Aspen.
I was in Vail. There's a big difference.
Whatever.
I would never go to Aspen.
Lord.
Some of our parties spent some time there. The fine place. And in any event, let's just move on. I think we're losing
Someone
place.
just emailed us. Tom is being extra nice today because when he asked Josh if he had to eat 12,000 calories a day, Tom didn't ask, how much would you have to cut back?
Yeah, that's an astute listener there. Yes, he didn't ask that.
Guys on top of it.
We have Christy Lee at the Bob and Tom News Desk. Have we missed anything?
We haven't even started. No more sniffing the armpits of your clothes to see if you stink. The UK chip maker called ARM, known for developing the hardware that powers most smartphones, is working on a new generation of smart chips that embed artificial intelligence inside devices, and one of them is being taught to smell. The idea is the chips will be small and cheap enough to be built into clothing, allowing an AI to keep tabs on your body odor throughout
All
the
right.
day.
This is great.
Great.
Quantifying scent.
Well, not
Can you
me.
imagine if we had one here? You'd walk up to the men's room and don't go in there. It's an 8.
I don't need it. All I
They're
have.
level brown.
Do you not have a nose that prevents you from walking in there?
No, but you don't necessarily know when you stink. And I'm not meaning you personally, Christy. I'm not suggesting that you have a.
Oh, Christy she'll smell up a bathroom.
Oh, she lit it
Oh,
up
of course.
last
No,
night.
no. I
Sure,
know
why
this is
not?
about
Destroys
body.
the bowl.
Body
Reporters
odor.
were here.
You're walking around and sometimes you just don't know that maybe you've had that shirt on too long and.
Oh, Christy will reek up a blouse. Yeah, she's
No, again, I'm not trying to
Sweats like a
personalize
horse.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
that's
look
really,
at her.
quite something.
I'm nasty.
No, I'm not on the attack here. This would be kind of handy.
This can't be successful.
No.
There's no reason
It's no
for
reason.
this.
I'm with
No, there
you.
isn't. Because you can always ignore it, just like you can the smell test.
And you would still probably follow it up with sniffing it yourself anyway, even if the alarm went off.
But isn't the
Yeah.
idea for this, for example, to they would tag it on meat products?
Yeah, it's also being used for that.
So you would, in other words,
Oh.
if you buy a thing of hamburger, the thing would go, "Don't eat it," rather than.
What's the deal on the expiration date?
Yeah, what is the deal? I had to
think
throw
you're
away food
scammed.
yesterday.
Yeah, I always
was
give it an
like,
extra 12 days.
Oh yeah,
Give or take.
yeah, that pork tartare on day 13. Yeah, then you throw it out.
Right, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
the-
do.
I
Unless I see a little green, it's fine.
I give it like
smells funny, you
5
know.
or 6 days.
Well, you can cook that funny smell out of it. Yeah. Just throw in some
Yeah.
turmeric. You're fine.
Yeah, the thing is that the smell gets stronger as you're re-vomiting it out.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, no. I think this is really important.
Always have to jump up a level.
No, I'm just
know.
saying. I think I think that the fact this could be used to detect body odor probably is the least of their goals as they
I
create
see.
this science.
That's just, okay.
A byproduct,
Gotcha.
if you will.
Because I've always
But
contended.
we led with it.
I've always contended that dogs, for example,
Yes.
smell in a sort of a quantitative way. That's why a dog will walk up to a fresh mound of excrement and just deeply breathe it, and not back away like this is awful. It's like then they kind of analyze it and go through this thing. I think that I'm not. This is not really particularly scientific, but it's my theory.
Nor is it pleasant or interesting.
No.
No, I think it's interesting.
Oh, no.
If you're a dog owner, you know what I'm talking about.
It's fascinating.
This new chip they're developing, it'll tell if your armpits smell.
I still do that, though. And I still think of Daryl every time I do it.
You sniff the armpits.
That's clean. Yep.
Strictly the armpits.
I mean, are you only
Oh my
smelling
God.
shirts?
What about your slacks?
What's wrong with you people?
Smell the crotch is what he's getting at.
What do you want to make sure you smell the front or the back first?
Do you guys really smell your pants?
No.
No.
You know what?
I don't know.
I do a wash.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Every couple of weeks, I'll do a.
Chick,
I'll
how
do
many
a
pair
load.
of underwear do you own?
How many pair of underwear?
Yeah, do you go through in a site before you wash?
Probably 10 or 12.
I have
maybe.
14, so I can go 2 weeks without
Yeah, I've got
one.
about 14.
Yeah.
Do you count them? You
Six?
know
Only
exactly-
6.
I just did a massive cleansing of the closet over the
I
weekend.
need to do that.
Wow.
I did my sock
Yes,
drawer.
did
I
my
need to
Goodwill
do it.
bags, and I said, I do laundry every day anyway. I don't need all these under, so I got
Okay.
a
I
need
whole
to
bunch
do
of
that.
socks and
I need
stuff.
to throw out some underwear.
Shirts. Just,
Would you want some of my old underwear?
Nobody wants your old
No,
underwear.
Chick, Christy, I'll take a look.
Okay.
what color?
Oh, I've got all different colors of the rainbow.
Nope.
You know me as Saks underwear. I like the Saks underwear.
Well,
I got like the
I bet
gray.
I bet I could make a pretty penny with some of your underwear on eBay.
Is that right?
Game worn.
70-30 split? Yeah, game worn. There we go. There are people out there.
I don't want to brag, but
please.
a lady tried to pick me up at the New Year's Eve party.
Really?
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, she was about 75.
Oh, yeah. A little
What was the
lemon
vibe?
party for
Looked at me and said, "Hi, I'm Sylvia." And I go,
Oh.
I'm Chick, like chicken. I always do that. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I just do. She goes, "I love chicken." That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, did she have those tennis balls on the walker?
No, she had them under her shirt.
Could she take her teeth out?
Give me a minute. Hang on.
Nice.
And so forth.
Gummer.